Crop circles. What are these strange and mysterious symbols appearing all over the planet? Why are they happening? Who or what is doing it? And how are we to relate to this growing worldwide phenomena? Crop circles are an enigma. And yet, since serious research began in the past 2 decades, there have been over 10,000 recorded worldwide. Eyewitnesses to circles being made say they happen in a matter of seconds. And they appear in every form of media that will receive them. Sand, snow, rice paddies, in trees even, and in fields of flowers left blooming.
The energy, just because you can't see it, it's there.
They tell us that there are many dimensions and level about the love, about the healing, about the harmony.
It's almost like there's a door opening, just a crack to the unknown, and you've got your eye looking through that crack and you're seeing some vestige of this mystery, and I really want the door to open a little wider.
Each individual design contains a mystery, and while their technical aspects may be interpreted, they also have highly mystical meanings.
Whatever people's theory and assumptions and wishful thinking and whatever, is behind people's understanding, one thing that everyone agrees on is that this exists. It's undeniable. There have been thousands and thousands all over the world. You cannot deny them. In our database, we've got several thousand already. Unlike many, many things that have to do with out of the ordinary, it's actually concrete. It's in the physical. It's imprinted in physical matter. It's not just a splodge in a field, it's a very precise design. It's a symbol, and a symbol is something that describes that which is beyond the physical.
And you see, it's not just a few stems in the middle. The whole flipping thing comes from it.
The centers of the circles also show variety, swirling clockwise, counterclockwise, or even radiating outwards.
Magic stock?
I don't know.
Well, you're the farmer. Do they ever lie down that way? Yeah, look at that.
It's actually bent round the grass. Can you see down there? Look.
The way the crop is laid down and shaped into patterns is also a mystery, forming arcs and curves, straight lines, and even corners. Some have 5 or 6 layers overlapping, indicating a great sophistication in design.
Today, after a good deal of hard research and in-the-field experience, it's generally concluded by researchers that these highly evolved symbols are from non-human sources, possibly extraterrestrial. In fact, many have witnessed glowing lights and strange craft over the places where crop circles have appeared.
I will understand everything is based on the energy, so I study crop circle based on the energy point of view to use this healing ability or healing message to help my patients.
Your body become like an antenna. You start to test, okay, here's empty, it's nothing. You will find one place and suddenly like an empty hole. Shoom, the energy will pour out. Did you feel the inside pour now? Start. Feel your hand almost want to pour. Yeah. That's it. You got it.
My palms are warming up.
That's right. Your palms are warming up. Your hands are pulling up. Without your thinking, you almost like one body want to spread up the completely different different size.
Both palms are tingling.
That's right. See.
We really have come to a point now where we're on a razor blade, we're on a knife edge, and we have the possibility, we have the choice between evolving or devolving. And the mechanistic way of thinking that everything is dead and we can do whatever we want and it has no consequence is taking us very, very fast to the iceberg, very, very fast indeed. And I believe that that route is now close to us, and we have to go in another direction.
My interest in the crop circle phenomenon started in 1995 with the so-called missing planet formation. It had 65 circles in the outside ring or the asteroid belt. If you include the interconnecting ring, there were 66 circle elements, one for each book of the Bible. A second 1995 formation had 27 circle elements in the outside ring or asteroid belt, one for each book of New Testament. In 1996, we received 2 huge ram's horns formations and another crop circle formation in the shape of an ear with 39 circles, one for each book of the Old Testament. I felt this had to be more than accident. If an intelligence not of this world is trying to communicate with us by using crop circle pictograms, it would most likely use something easily accessible to all, such as the Bible. In 1997, I thought if these crop circles are fulfilling Bible prophecies, we should expect future formations to be those of the symbols of the 7 churches in the book of Revelation. For example, a tree of life, a Star of David, and a crown. Lo and behold, since then we've had a menorah tree of life, a Kabbalah tree of life, 2 crowns, and 12 major Stars of David formations, which makes Stars of David the most prolific crop circles of all time. Acts 2:19 in the New Testament quotes the Old Testament prophet Joel that the coming kingdom of God on earth will be blessed by signs on the earth below. Are crop circles these signs? Would you believe that the circle makers are using crop circle pictograms to convey the Christian biblical concept of God? I do.
On November 16, 1974, an encoded schematic was beamed from the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico towards a star cluster M13 by SETI scientists at Cornell University. Included in these scientists was the late Carl Sagan. It was intended to let other possible intelligent life forms know of our existence by encrypting several attributes of life here on Earth in an easily decipherable binary code. In August of 2001, a reply came back in a wheat field next to the Chilbotin radio telescope in England. The Chilbotin binary code reply had many layout similarities to the 1974 transmissions, as well as 9 differences.
Much is made of the interpretation. While Sagan indicated we are from Earth, third planet from the Sun, the reply stated we are from Earth and Mars.
There are only a small handful of scientists on Earth who could decipher the original binary code and come up with such a sophisticated reply.
It was mid-September in 2001 when the Chilbotin glyph got a lot of attention. I did a number of programs with Art Bell, Coast to Coast, describing this. And on the last night, we were fortunate to get Colin Andrews. Colin had gone to England and had actually been able to take some instrumentation, devices that measure electric field strength, into that field. And what he found, which I found so extraordinary, and a testimony to the reality of whatever we were looking at, was that when he took the electric strength field meter and simply walked along the edges back and forth, when he was in the glyph, where the glyph had been, the field meter went off scale. When he walked out of the glyph, the meter fell back to normal background.
Many feel the face on Mars formation, in the same field, was intended as a replica of the so-called face appearing in the original NASA photographs, now in dispute. However, why would the crop circle makers deal with a disputed image, unless in fact the original was real? Considering the great intelligence displayed so far in the crop circle phenomena, it is reasonable to conclude that the circle makers had something to say.
Back in the early 70s, when I was beginning to look at this, and then one of the things I did was to send a colleague of mine to England to look at and take photographs of some of the crop circles. And what he brought back was astonishing, because I was able to then do a one-to-one match between the geometries we had discovered on Mars at Cydonia and the geometries in the crop glyphs. And not to my surprise, but to a lot of other people's surprise, and this is in Monuments of Mars, they turn out to be the same geometries. Our really remarkable evidence has as its centerpiece a humanoid face. And so it is so open to the accusation that we're just seeing things in the clouds or in tortilla chips or something like that, that it hasn't been taken seriously, because it appears to be a psychological projection of our hopes to find something on Mars.
Why is the public being kept in the dark about this phenomenon?
Control. Nothing more than control. Look, if we crack the paradigm in one of these frontier areas, if we begin to pull on these threads in this tapestry that has been woven for our benefit, to keep us involved, politically subjugated, mesmerized, distracted, if we start to actually ask real questions with real answers about who we really are, this whole house of cards has been carefully constructed, in my opinion, for our, not benefit, but for someone else's, will fall down. The shawl will come unravel. So if you take, for instance, the reality of subjects on Mars, life on Mars, civilizations on Mars, and you begin to pull on that thread, and more people say, oh my God, there's really something there. Who was it? When were they there? Were they connected to us? Why do they have these shapes? Are these shapes found on the Earth? Why haven't we heard about this before? Why do we spend, billions of dollars in NASA and no one's told us this until now?
We're talking about the most staggering moment in human history. There is no doubt that within the next 10 years we are going to have direct communication with our cousins. There is no doubt. This will be an event which will crumble our political, religious, economic, scientific establishments. We are not going to be happy about that. And indeed, we are not going to be prepared for this cataclysm until a critical mass of humanity has moved comfortably into the coming fifth dimension. And the circles, I believe, are attempting to bring us to a stage where we can accept it.
The globe in hand holds a message encoded in ASCII computer language. It reads, "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe, there is good out there. We oppose deception."
Ice circles appear to be a new phenomena, witnessed by many. This ice circle could not be man-made, since it occurred in the wind and cold on a lake in the middle of the night, with the melting of the ice in all directions.
Early Saturday morning, my husband came into the house and he said, "Joan, there's something spectacular going on up there at the creek." And I said, "What is it?" He said, "You'll have to come and see it because I can't explain what it is." He said, "And it probably never happened again." My husband and I ran up at the creek. I couldn't believe it. It was a circle about 15 feet in diameter. It was so perfect that you just couldn't believe it. You couldn't walk on the ice. It was very thin. My husband saw it early, and the circle was going around. It was just so perfect, like nature.
This 1991 Barbary Castle tetrahedron is a replica of an ancient Kabbalistic symbol. To Aboriginal peoples, it represents the Great Mother.
Our Aboriginal ancestors told us through different prophets that came about events that would happen around this time. The bigger circle is a timeline, a path that we're on, and the earth changes that will come. Is to let us know that there are Star Nation relatives and the spirits will help us through those changes, and to not give up hope, but to remain strong, and we'll see a new world emerge. We embrace the Star people as our holy ones, as our ancestors once did. They have been helping us all along. They've never left us.
I believe that this is a very positive experience. I don't know nothing about crop circles or swirls or vortexes or magnetic lines or anything like that. But in a short period of time, I had a crash course on crop circles. So now I guess you could say me and my brother are two croppies.
Many Aboriginals regard the crop circles as medicine wheels of the future, fulfilling ancient prophecies in the mending of the hoop, healing the beloved mother.
I humbly thank the Star Nation people for this very sacred gift. I believe that these symbols are a very pure communication, and that they have the ability to reach out and touch the hearts and spirits of all people on the earth, and that these are a message for people to understand and know their connection to the earth, to the connection to the sky, and the connection to themselves, so that we can evolve to a higher order of being that has become lost over a period of time now. So, through these glyphs, the Star Nation people are assisting in awakening all of these energies that have been forgotten. There are truths that are amazing, beyond amazing. We don't realize how fortunate we really are with how they're helping us right now.